Bring in the chair now of the Massachusetts Republican Party, Amy Carnevale. She's joining us live. Amy, fresh back from Milwaukee. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right, first off, simply, what's your reaction to this? You come out of a kind of a raucous convention, your party unified behind its candidates for president and vice president, and then we get this shock just a couple of days later.
Well, certainly it's the right thing for Joe Biden not to run again. And certainly as Republicans, we've been saying for months now that he was not fit to continue in a second term. So it's the right thing to do. As far as Republicans are concerned, really, we're agnostic as to who the nominee is. We think we have a strong candidacy in Donald Trump and J.D. Vance.
Do you think, though, this is going to make it tougher for Republicans to win back the White House?
I think in the short term, certainly this will re-energize Democrats and we'll see some energy around the selection process or the coronation process, as it may be on the Democratic side. But longer term, I think whether it's Kamala Harris, certainly she represents a side of the party on the Democratic side that is further to the left. So that's certainly a candidacy that I think as Republicans we feel comfortable running against. Or if it's somebody else, again, we feel like we have a strong candidacy in Donald Trump.
So you mentioned that Kamala Harris, in your view, is farther to the left than President Joe Biden was and is. You could also argue that J.D. Vance is farther to the right than Donald Trump is and has said a lot of pretty extreme things about abortion, Wall Street, those types of things. You worried about his vulnerabilities?
I think that's certainly he does represent a side of the party that may be considered further to the right. However, he's the VP candidate, and I think Americans and Massachusetts residents have shown that they'll vote based on who the candidate for president is rather than vice president.
Are you worried that this will open the floodgates of money for the Democrats because they can now make an argument that they don't have essentially an octogenarian who's running for the White House, that they can use the age issue against Trump?
Certainly it's an opportunity for Democrats to try to raise money, but it's fairly late in the game if they're going to shift from somebody that's not Kamala Harris. Certainly she could use the money that's been raised already for the Biden-Harris ticket, so that would be an advantage for her. But if it's anybody else, it's certainly late to raise the money to compete with Donald Trump.
What about the age issue? I mean, Donald Trump is 78 years old, just a couple of years younger than Joe Biden.
Well, certainly I think Donald Trump showed his stamina and vigor last weekend with the attempted assassination, standing right up and then getting out and about at the convention the following week. So I don't think anybody should have any doubts about the ability of Donald Trump to do the job.
All right, Chair of the Massachusetts Republican Party, Amy Carnevale. Amy, thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.